You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
Welcome live from Worthen Arena, where we're getting set for some action here to kick off 2025 in Muncie. It's the Ball State Cardinals versus the Miami RedHawks. Good evening, I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. First broadcast of the new year, and it feels like new year, new Ball State. This team has come out and they have stepped up in this latest week of basketball.
I mean, when you look at their record, yes, they're only 7-6. That may not be impressive, but this is a team on a 4-game win streak. That's their best win streak they've had since Coach Lewis's first year in the 22-23 season. This has been an impressive few games for the Ball State Cardinals as we head into conference play.
It sure has been impressive, but let's go into the first game of last week first. Before we talk about it, I want to precede it with a quote from Coach Lewis. I believe in basketball gods, except for today, because if there were truly basketball gods, we would have lost today. That's what he said after Anderson, a D3 opponent, gave them a battle on the final day of 2024. Ball State won 89-76, but throughout that game, it was a single-digit matchup, and it's not the first time that Ball State struggled with a D3 opponent. We saw what happened against Franklin College earlier in the season in November. They struggled through one half, and then it happened again against Anderson, and it felt like all of the hope for this team was gone.
It did, but, I mean, it feels like the story of this year has been just hot and cold performances. We mentioned some of the frustrating performances if you were Coach Lewis and Ball State fans against some of the D3 opponents. But then you look at the game against Dayton. That was a really competitive game against a team that is expected to make the tournament. And then you look at their last performance against Kent State, and then all of a sudden, you feel a whole lot better.
That's where it turned up. Jamari Hill, 18 points in that one. They go on the road, and against, I would say, a top 3 team heading into MAC play, they get the victory. A 75-67 win at Kent State. That was a 9-win team, and all of a sudden, it's like we don't know what Ball State is anymore in a good way, because now there is confidence and there is hope in this team.
And the best part is now it is conference play. And this is when it all really matters, because we have seen over the past few years, I mean, even look at last year, just how competitive the conference is. I mean, you get 1 or 2 losses. You missed the trip to Cleveland, so for Ball State, it was the perfect way to start 2025. And if they can get back-to-back wins against some top 3 MAC schools, there's going to be a lot of eyes on the Ball State team.
And you mentioned the win streak that Ball State has put together. 4 straight after losing to SIU, Edwardsville on the road. They've beaten Bellarmine, Evansville, Anderson, and Kent State as of late. What happened, Max, in this recent stretch that's gotten Ball State to kick it up a notch?
I think Ball State has for sure just put in a lot more effort. They're playing 40 minutes of basketball. That's the cliche answer you can give, but realistically, this starting 4 that they have had over the past 4 games, I think has really gelled the most. We've seen multiple different starting lineups this year, and sometimes that's an issue when you're trying to find, like, what is the best core group? And for Ball State, I mean, it's been Fat Hill, it's been Gorosito, and then Hernandez, Jones, Hendricks. Those 3 have started the last 4 games. They have been increasing their scoring from the start of the year to now, and I think those 3 combined with Gorosito and Fat Hill, that just works. And I mean, then you got a guy like Peyton Sparks who can come off the bench, and some days he's great at scoring, but as of late, he's been a rebound machine. And then you got McPherson Jr., who is a starting caliber player. He can come off the bench as well and then have a heck of a performance as well. So you got 7, 8 really talented players who get a lot of playing time, and it's just, I think, for some reason, that starting core 5 just really has been successful for Ball State in the last 4.
8 minutes away from tip-off here Let's switch gears to Miami now. This team, they had some out-of-conference challenges against Indiana, Michigan, and then they had some dominant performance against lower competition. A school record 141 points against Defiance. Now Defiance, that's a D3 opponent. 141 points is 141 points. And we've seen the emergence of Cam Kraft. He's become a star transfer from Xavier, averaging 15.7 a game. He's had 39 in his last 2. This team, they're another squad in MAC play that has really kicked it up a notch, and we didn't expect it starting off the year.
I mean, when you look at both of these teams, Miami was picked 6th in the MAC preseason poll, Ball State 7th. Now, I know people will say, it's preseason polls, it doesn't matter per se, but that's what you look at when you're like, okay, here's how we think the season's going to be going. These two have been playing really well, and the cool part for Cam Kraft, transfer from Xavier, big thing is he missed last season with the injury. He comes back, and he has been the three-point machine. Man, he is ranked 5th in the MAC for points per game. He leads in three-pointers per game. He's ranked 18th nationally. He's been the diamond in the rough for Miami this season, and he has definitely been impressive. And, I mean, you got some other great guys as well. Ian Elmore has been playing well. Pete Suter, the transfer from Bellarmine, I think he is one of the main reasons why.
The Carmel kid.
Exactly. Indiana All-Star, 2-time state champion. This has to be special for him because, I mean, yes, he was here with Bellarmine 1 year ago, but now he gets to be back once again in Indiana. He doesn't get that opportunity that much to be back in his home state, so you'd think Carmel, just down the road, there has to be a big support section for Pete Suter.
About 6 minutes to go until tip-off. Miami hitting the court as they warm up. 9-4 RedHawks, 7-6 Cardinals. You're listening to the SL Digital pregame show presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. We will be right back after these short messages.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one Mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Standards. High standards. That's what sets teams apart. It's also what sets us apart at Pridemark Construction. We're not alone in holding our standards high. Ball State University is among those who do. That's why we're proud to sponsor the Ball State Athlete of the Week. High standards in everyday performance is everything in sport, as well as business. Join us in our pursuit of excellence. Join Pridemark Construction for your next building project and in our support of Ball State University's Athlete of the Week.
Indiana's top sports media school in 2024 by the Indiana Association of School Broadcasters.
This is Ball State Sports Link.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. We're about 4 minutes away from tip-off of this MAC matchup between the Miami RedHawks and your Ball State Cardinals. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside here on the pregame show. This is the Ron Harper rivalry, Max. The 112th meeting between these two schools. Miami leads the series 68-43, but at home, Ball State is at 500, 26-26, and this one is important. We talked about it before the show. There's a lot of MAC implications here. Undefeated teams and the winner outside of Akron, let's ignore Akron for a minute, basically sets the pace for the conference.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, Akron's obviously still one of the favorites, but I mean, when you look at the upcoming schedule for some of these teams, you got the big matchups against Akron. You got the big matchup coming up later for Miami against Kent State. But big thing is right now, it's early in the year. It's anyone's Mid-American Conference. And when you have the potential for a 5-win-in-a-row Ball State team heading into the remainder of conference, that's going to be scary. And then a 10-win Miami that has 3 of their 4 losses against Vermont, Indiana, and Michigan, teams who probably at the beginning of the year were expected to be making the tournament. So, I mean, these are 2 teams that have played well. These are 2 teams getting red hot at the right moment. And, I mean, there's a lot of great Mid-American Conference action remaining in the year, but this is one that everybody, if you're a fan of the MAC, should have circled on their calendar.
And it's a big day for the MAC. Kent State plays NIU, Eastern Michigan, Toledo. Central Michigan plays Akron at Akron. Ohio Buffalo, Bowling Green versus Western Michigan. We'll keep you up to date on those scores throughout today's show. Let's get into keys to this game, focusing on Ball State, Miami. First off, what are you expecting from the Cardinals? What do they need to get a key MAC win here?
Well, for Ball State, I thought that, you know what, they're going to need to contain the 3. Miami has been a 3-point machine. They're ranked 5th nationally in 3s per game, 9th in 3-point percentage this season with just about 41% from beyond the stripe. They've been really impressive. Cam Kraft is one of the reasons why. If Ball State can contain the 3, they are going to feel a whole lot better. Meanwhile, for Miami, the big thing that I am expecting them to have to do, it's easier said than done, but they are going to have to stop Fat Hill. I mean, he has been impressive, 16.6 points per game. And then realistically for both of these teams, it's every single matchup. But if you want to win this one, you got to win the turnover battle, and you have to win the rebound battle. And this goes for both teams.
And, you know, you look at Miami statistically, they lead the conference in points per game, 83.2. They're 4th in the conference in points allowed. They have a margin of victory in the double digits. Best shooting team in the conference, field goal-wise and 3-point field goal-wise. But it feels like those stats are kind of misleading with the amount of competition that they've played that is well below Miami's standards. This is a real test for this RedHawks team to know if they're legit or not, as well as for Ball State.
I mean, Miami has played a lot of great competition. They haven't really won those matchups, though. So that's the big thing. It's Ball State going to get the nice win, or can Miami get an important road win? Because they've really struggled on the road. That's one of the big things coming into this one as well. Only 1-3 on the road.
And before we go to break, I want to say, you mentioned that Miami struggled on the road. This is a sizable crowd here at Ball State. These fans are pumped for the year opener.
They are ready for some midweek action. Nothing better in college hoops. Nowhere else you want to be than right here in Worthen Arena or listening on SL Digital Radio.
The pregame clock has expired, and we are into our final break. Thanks for listening to the SL Digital pregame show presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. One more break, and then it's tip-off. Ball State, Miami of Ohio. We'll be back right after this.
Ranked number 2 in the nation for sports media by the Broadcast Education Association.
This is Ball State Sports Link.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU Sports Link.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptoninn.com. At munciesuites.hamptoninn.com.
From trivia night at Brothers and tater tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
Welcome live from Worthen Arena. It's time for a major MAC showdown. Ball State hosting the Miami RedHawks. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. A pleasure for you to join us tonight. First off, let's get into the starting lineups for both of these teams. For Ball State, as of recent, this is the normal lineup. At guard, number 1, Jamari Hill, the junior, will be out there. Number 24, Mason Jones, the sophomore forward. Number 33, the guard, the grad guard, Jeremiah Hernandez, as well as number 34, Ben Hendricks, the redshirt senior center. And number 4, Juanzi Correcido, the junior forward transfer from Portland. And for Miami of Ohio, we will see their usual starting lineup as well. At wing, it will be number 0, Ian Elmer, the sophomore. Number 4, Cam Kraft, also running the wing, a redshirt sophomore. The guard, number 5, Peter Suter, a Hoosier native junior for this RedHawks squad. Number 11, Makai Cooper, the sophomore guard. And finally, number 13, the forward, Antoine Woolfolk. This is a big matchup between these two undefeated teams in MAC play, both starting off 1-0. Ball State with a win over Kent State, and Miami with a key victory at home against Buffalo. Max, I'm excited. This is a big game. This decides a lot of the early pressure of MAC play here, depending on who wins.
There's no better way to get the 2025 home opener for Ball State than a rivalry matchup like this one, than having two of the best in the conference. This is going to be a fun one. You're going to want to stay tuned all game long. This could be a close one. And before we can get any further, I think it's important to bring up the fact that we have both of these coaches in their third year in the Mid-American Conference. Obviously, Coach Lewis has had a whole lot of coaching experience, but as has Travis Steele. He spent some time in Indiana. He was a Ben Davis assistant coach while he was at Butler. And cool thing about Steele is he was at Xavier, then he comes to Miami, and I mean, this has been one of the best starts I'd say Miami has had under his tenure.
Travis Steele, he's really done some big changes to the program. This is a Miami school that in the 2010s, they struggled big time. They barely ever reached past 500. In fact, I mean, it's been shocking that this team, they haven't started 2-0 in MAC play since the 2010-11 season. Just winning today would be historic for the RedHawks.
I mean, this is a RedHawks team that has a whole lot of history. Some of the biggest Mid-American Conference names have been a part of this team. They've won 21 different MAC titles, but the thing is, they've only had one MAC championship since 2000, and that was 2005. That's really surprising and just kind of shows you how much Miami's really been struggling, so they have to be happy with the performances they've had so far. I mean, I think Miami got on the map this season against Indiana at the Hoosiers because they played extremely well and definitely scared a lot of IU fans. Meanwhile, for Ball State, they had a great performance against Dayton. So these are two teams that have had some great road performances, but none of that really matters anymore. Now it is conference play. It is a difficult Mid-American Conference. So this is going to be a fun one. I can't wait.
This is what I love about Group of Five. Sorry, not Group of Five. That's football. Mid-major conference play, because really the out-of-conference play, although it matters, once you start playing your regular opponents in conference matchups, that doesn't matter anymore. All that matters is winning your conference, and both of these teams with early wins have put themselves in position to set the pace for that. Miami of Ohio wearing the all red. They'll be going right to left, and Ball State all white with the red trim. They will be going left to right. 20 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Ben Hendricks to tip off with Woolfolk. This is a fun one. In football, it's known as the Redbird rivalry. I like the name Ron Harper rivalry for this one, the legendary player in the 80s who played for both of these schools. Clock starts. Miami of Ohio will start with possession. Peter Suter, pass, Kraft. Left wing, he hands off Elmer. Back to Suter, top of the key. Guarded closely by Mason Jones. Elmer with it, left wing. 15 on the shot clock. It's Hernandez following. Hanging around the arc. Woolfolk has it. He hands off to Kraft. Pass over. Cooper, right wing, heads in, and he is stripped of the ball. That is Mason Jones with the steal. And now Ball State on the other end. Jones, top of the key. Pass out, corner Hill. On the left side, now it is Gorcito. Resetting at the Cardinal logo. Over to Hendricks in front of the stripe. Hill, top of the key. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He's double teamed. Pass out to Gorcito, left wing. Between the rings, Hill thought about a step back. 4 seconds, goes inside. Tough defense, and it is Suter there with the rejection alongside Woolfolk, who's there to help on the double team. 19 minutes on the clock, 0-0 between these two squads. A three on the other end by Suter off the front of the iron and rebounded by the Cards. Gorcito now left arc. Follows a Hendricks screen and passes it over to Hernandez, right wing. Suter guarding top of the key. Few dribble moves and a handoff. Hendricks with it now, pass to Hill. Left wing, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gorcito, right wing. Nice bounce pass to Hendricks. He can't finish down low. Great defense by Woolfolk again. And now Miami, Ohio has it. Cooper. Pass to Elmer. Heads in from the left wing and pass back out to Cooper. A dish to Woolfolk, right wing. He heads in on Hendricks. Finds some space on the baseline. Spin around and a nice layup to kick off the scoring. 2-0. Miami with 18 to go in the first.
And this has been a really slow start for Ball State. Great defense by the RedHawks has forced Ball State to take some bad shots.
Hill, right wing, looking to get the first points here for Ball State. Pass out Gorcito, and now it is Hernandez with it left wing. He heads in towards the elbow. Now Hendricks, he'll pass back out to Mason Jones. Slow developing offense so far for Ball State. He'll take a difficult shot down low, and that one is tightly contested by Cam Kraft, the star Red Hawk for Miami as of late. Kraft has it for Miami, and he passes to Cooper. Right wing, stolen by Hendricks, an attempt to Woolfolk. Fast break, he's fouled on the way up, and it looks like he got some nasty contact on his shooting arm. And he's down. May have been tripped up as well along that baseline. Hanging on to his left ankle. Gorcito helps him up, and he is definitely hobbled.
So the big thing is, it was a charging bowl, you could describe him as. He was just sprinting, and listen, that baseline, it is full of media members. It is not a lot of space, and he couldn't really stop, kind of basically ran into the barricade, and you can tell he's back up, he's walking, but he's definitely favoring a hard injury. And yeah, they just showed the replay, and he was just favoring that foot.
Well, he's at the line for 2 free throws, staying in the game. It looked like he tweaked his ankle on his way down before he ran into the photographers on the baseline. Just a consequence of the foul as he misses the first free throw.
But one thing I want to give him credit for, he got a nice steal. He pokes it away, goes the other way. He didn't get the point. He instead grabs the foul, but that's what Coach Lewis, I think, was looking for, was a little more offense.
And he makes 1 of 2, so Ball State enters the scoreboard. And it is 2-1 with 17-17 to go in the first. And checking into the game for the first time is number 5, Peyton Sparks. As he is in there for There's a 3 ball by Miami of Ohio. That's off the back of the backboard, and that will be a turnover.
And that was the shot attempted by Makai Cooper, who has really had back-to-back 10-point performances. He's been impressive.
Gorcito has it for Ball State after the missed opportunity for the RedHawks. Peyton Sparks just inside the left wing, handoff Hernandez, and he hands off to Hill. Top of the key, 13 seconds at the charity stripe. Back out past Gorcito, right back to Hill. He'll take a jump, 3 ball, no good. Rebound, Miami has possession. That one is hauled in by Elmer. Makai Cooper doing some work inside. He passes to Woolfolk. He'll take a jumper and gets it from about 15 feet away. So he's up to 4 points, and Miami of Ohio leads 4-1. 16-12 left in the first half. Jamari Hill, top of the key, pass to Jones, left wing. Peyton Sparks getting worked by Woolfolk, and a pass to Sparks is rejected, intercepted. Miami has it now. Peter Suter, other end, between the rings, guarded by Jamari Hill. The standout JUCO transfer. And a pass down low to Cooper. Ends up a kickball violation off of Peyton Sparks, and that'll lead us to our first media timeout. So far, both teams through the first 4 minutes, a little bit slow, a little bit sluggish play, and it's been Miami of Ohio that's been able to convert and take an early lead here.
Yeah, it really has been surprising just how slow both of these teams have been, considering that when you look at Miami, they're such a high-scoring team. But the big thing for Ball State is they haven't been able to get some of those rebounds that they would like. It feels like Miami has just been forcing Ball State to take some bad shots. So I know Coach Lewis is extremely happy that he's able to have a chance to talk with his team. Because it feels like with Ball State this season, sometimes all they need is just a Coach Lewis talk to fire them up. And we'll see if that is able to happen here today. But I got to give credit to Woolfolk. You know, we were talking all game about Kraft being the one to watch out for, but it's been all Woolfolk so far.
He's a solid player, a transfer from Rutgers for the past 2 years. He averaged 3.3 points per game as a sophomore. He has 5 games this year with double-digit points. This is a Miami of Ohio team that they have talent all around, especially on the offensive end. There's a reason that they're first in the MAC in points per game.
One thing I want to talk about Woolfolk is he's a pretty interesting story because he's from Cleveland, and the big thing was he's one of the few athletes that had the ability to choose to either be going the football or the basketball route. And I mean, he had some good offers to be a tight end, but he decided, you know what, I wanted to go to Rutgers, I wanted to play some basketball, and now he's made his way to Miami of Ohio.
He's really stepped up. This is his 14th start of his career. And that brings me to a point here. 3 of the starters today for Miami of Ohio have gotten all of their starts in this season. For over half of Miami's starting lineup, this is the first year that they have been starters. And it's just incredible how well they've played. I mean, they're 1 win away from being a 10-win team this early in the year.
I mean, that just shows the development that Coach Travis Steele can have with this team. And I mean, they may not have been the biggest names you could have thought of, but there's a reason why this Miami team is playing extremely well.
Out of the media timeout, Miami of Ohio will have an inbound underneath their own basket as Evan Ipsero checks in for the RedHawks. Pass into Suter, right wing. The Carroll graduate in high school. Heads into the other end, a layup no good, and the rebound heads out of bounds off of the RedHawks. That was Reese Potter who touched it last, who just checked in during that media timeout. Now Ball State has it with 15:40 left in the first, down 4-1. Jamari Hill ups the pace a bit around the wing. Top of the key, past Gorcito, left wing. Now back to Hill. He heads in on Elmer. Pump fake, tough layup, no good. And that is another miss for the Cards, 0 of 5 so far. Other end, Ipsero. Quick pass to Potter. He'll take a 3. 7'1", by the way. He'll take him when he sees him. Doesn't make that one. Goes out of bounds. And it's Ball State ball. And that brings me to a point. Reese Potter, we can't just overlook the fact that this guy is 7'1" and a 35% three-point shooter.
And the big thing is, Coach called him the #1 target in the class of 2023 for Miami a season ago.
So much talent all across this Red Hawk team. Ball State has it, 15 to go in the first, still down 4-1. Hernandez, top of the key, pass to Sparks, same spot. Guarded by Woolfolk, the two bigs around the wing. Gorosito, mid-range, pass back to Sparks. Heads in toward the MAC logo, and his shot, no good. Tried to turn around and make a jumper, and it's another miss for Ball State, 6 straight. Other end, Ipsaro, pass to Potter. Over to Kraft, top of the key, 3, and he hits. 7-1, Miami, starting with a run, 14:30 in the first, and the Cards need something here. Gorosito at the Cardinal logo. Pass to Hill, now Mickey Pearson. Hernandez, other end. Near side, heads into the basket. His shot, no good, and the rebound goes to Miami of Ohio, but Cam Kraft, who corralled it, had 1 foot out of bounds, so he'll stay with Ball State.
And this is one of the second times where there's been a turnover leading to Ball State basketball. They have to take advantage of this when they only have a single point.
Ethan Britton Watts, who just checked in for Jeremiah Hernandez, to inbound underneath the basket on the far side. Gets it to Spark, just in front of the far corner. Over to Hill, left wing, heads in towards the baseline. Tough layup, he's fouled on the way up. So that will be 2 free throws, and that is the first foul for Peter Suter.
And I mean, that's going to get called every single time when you just get the contact right in front of the officials underneath the basket. Makes it an easy free throw for Fat Hill.
Jamari Fat Hill, 71% free throw shooter on the season. And he hits his first. So far, all of Ball State's points have come at the line. 0 of 7 from the field to start this game off.
You cannot be playing like this if you want to be one of the top teams in the Mid-American Conference.
And the second free throw, no good. Rebound, Miami of Ohio. Suter on the other end, a quick break. He'll pass to Skowjak. His 3 in the far corner, no good. Rebound, Mickey Pearson Jr. Ball State, other end. Britton Watts, right wing, double team. Give to Mickey Pearson, top of the key, over to Gorosito, far side. Around the perimeter, give to Hill. Top of the key. He heaves one to Britton Watts, open 3, and he connects. 7-5, there's a big 3 for Ball State. 13:38 to go in the first half. Other end, Miami of Ohio has it, Suter. Gorosito working down low, Suter, that's a tough layup. Coach Lewis wanted a foul, but not enough contact to draw one, 9-5. Miami leads 13-17, left to go in the first half. Mickey Pearson Jr., top of the key, pass to Hill. Right arc, Sparks now, over to Britton Watts. He heads in along the right elbow and back out Gorosito at the perimeter. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock as Hill has it. In on Suter, tough layup, moving to the other side, and he connects. 9-7, Miami still leads, but the Cardinals are starting to get the offense going. 12:45 to go. Behind the back pass by Ipsaro, over to Potter, and a whistle before a shot by Suter, as that will be a foul on Ball State. And an opportunity for Cam Kraft, the star Red Hawk, to check in for Peter Suter.
Big thing is Ball State starting this 5-0 run after really struggling for the last 7 minutes. Starting to play a lot better. They're really getting shots. I think they're finally figuring out their pace needs to be improved.
Far side inbound as Miami of Ohio has it with Evan Ipsaro. 13 seconds on the shot clock. RedHawks lead 9-7. 12.5 to go in the first half. Down low, Brent Byers, who just checked in, takes it. Back out, Potter. He'll head in on Sparks. Sparks able to get the rebound off the miss. Hernandez, other end for Ball State. Near side, around the perimeter. Nice backdoor feed to Sparks, and he finishes with the foul. An and one opportunity and a chance for the Cards to take the lead.
This is exactly what Ball State needs to do. You get a rebound, you get a basket, draw a foul, tying it up. Perfection by Peyton Sparks if he can make this and one.
He has the strength, and he knows how to use it. That is a strong finish at the cup. Antoine Woolfolk checks back in for the RedHawks. Reese Potter out. Key free throw early in this game to take the lead. Sparks connects, and it is 10-9. The Cardinals with their first lead of this game. Joey Hart checking in for Gorosito. That's the only change here during this quick break in play. The RedHawks have it. Britton Watts playing full court defense as Ipsero takes it across the timeline. Woolfolk top of the key. He hands off to Skaljak. Jumper just in front of the charity stripe, and he hits it. 11-10, Miami takes the lead again. Just under 12 to go in the first half. Britton Watts at the Cardinal logo, guarded by Ipsero. Back to Pearson and right back to Watts. Sparks, near side baseline. He's on the ground, and that is a whistle and a travel on Peyton Sparks, and that will lead us to another media timeout. 11:42 to go in the first half. Miami leads 11-10 in what is so far a sluggish start for both teams, but Miami with the advantage. We'll take a break and be right back. This is SL Digital Ball State men's basketball presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, Papergo toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
From trivia night at Brothers and tater tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. 11:42 left to go in the first half of this MAC showdown. Miami leads 11-10 over Ball State. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside, and so far Ball State has struggled from the field, shooting 30%, but after starting off down 7-1, they've managed to go on a run and make it a one-possession game.
And that is exactly what Coach Lewis wanted this team to do. And really all of this, it was simply inspired by Peyton Sparks getting a very important rebound. He takes it the other way, and that just started all the positive momentum for Ball State. And it really shows you just it's a simple thing. If you can get the rebound and force it on the other end, you know, in a close ball game like this is what it's going to come down to, those points off of turnovers.
Out of the media timeout, Miami will start off with the basketball. Ipsero across the timeline. Feed to Woolfolk, top of the key. Sparks working on it. Handoff Skaljak, doing some work on Joey Hart, and he passes it out to Cam Kraft. A quick catch and shoot jumper, and he connects. 14-10, Miami leads 11:20 to go in the first half. Ethan Britton Watts, top of the key. He passes to Hernandez. Now Joey Hart at the charity stripe over to Pearson Jr., far side perimeter. Give to Sparks, he's double teamed. Hart, now Hernandez with it. Great feed, wide open, Britton Watts near corner. He misses. Sparks with the offensive board and the putback. 14-12, Ball State makes it a one-possession game again, 10:52 in the first. Woolfolk down low on the near side. He'll take a step-back jumper at the mid-range, and he doesn't hit that one. That's a low percentage shot as Hernandez takes it on the other side for Ball State. Pearson Jr. thought about a catch and shoot three. He passes back out. Hernandez top of the key. He'll take one off the back of the iron, but Joey Hart with the rebound. Brayden Watts deep in the left wing perimeter. Other side, Mickey Pearson. 10 seconds to go on this shot clock. Hernandez give Pearson a deep three, top of the key, and that's off the front of the iron, and that is another low percentage shot. Ipsero across the stripe for Miami. Feed to Kraft, left wing. Hernandez working. Follows a Woolfolk screen and a pass to Ipsero. 10 seconds on the shot clock and a pass to Kraft, stolen by Hernandez. Other end, a tough jam over the head of Evan Ipsero. How about that to get Worthen jumping? 14 all, 9:45 in the first.
That's going to be a great highlight for Jeremiah Hernandez. Heck of a play.
It didn't rattle the rim much, but great finish. Woolfolk other end. He almost lost his handles. Pass to Kraft, mid-range jumper, and he hits it moving side to side. 16-14, Miami takes the lead. 9:23 to go in the first half.
Kraft started out slow, but he has really been impressive these last 2 minutes.
He has 8 points so far, half of Miami's production. Hernandez, pass to Hart. Hanging around the perimeter. He'll take one at the left wing, and he finishes. A whistle blown, and that's a foul on the way up. It can be an and one, a 4-point play potentially for Ball State.
I have been waiting to see the Joey Hart game, the Kentucky transfer. He was a heck of a high school player. Everyone knew his name in the state of Indiana when he was at Linton Stockton. He didn't really get the opportunities he wanted at Kentucky. Coach Cal Lees, he comes here to Ball State, and outside of Franklin, he's really struggled. This could be a big performance for Hart.
Can't finish the 4-point play, but a three is a three as Ball State leads 17-16, 9 to go in the first. Peter Suter, left wing, pass to Woolfolk. Handoff back to Suter. He thought about a three, heads inside on Peyton Sparks. Tough layup off the glass. Can't even touch the rim. Sparks with the rebound. Ball State has it. A chance to get chirping. Hill, left wing, follows a Sparks screen. Feed. Tough layup. He finishes. Acrobatic, the big man getting it done. And the Cardinals really doing some work now.
And he is able to draw yet another foul. Listen, Peyton Sparks, this is the Peyton Sparks I think some Ball State fans are starting to remember. He kind of struggled at the start of the year, but these past few games have been great for Peyton Sparks.
Big time play from the big time players for Ball State. Can't finish the and one, but it is still a 3-point lead for Ball State. Suter on the other end with 8:30 to go in the first. Heads in on Hill and pass back out to Kraft. Miami Stars need to get shining. Suter, feed to Woolfolk, top of the key. Handoff, Kraft. Heads in on Sparks. Fake pass and a nice spin around jumper on the pivot foot as he hits, and that is 19-18 now. Ball State still leading 8-10 with possession. Gorosito across the stripe. Close defense by Makai Cooper, the guard. Feed to Sparks, trying to do some more work on Woolfolk, and that's a travel. Tried to get it out to Gorosito before he lost his footing, but couldn't. So Miami will have possession. That is the second turnover for Ball State. And with 8 minutes to go, the Cards lead 19-18. This is starting to become a little bit of a back and forth between these two teams.
One of the things that really needs to improve for Ball State, though, it has to be their free throw shooting. They're only 3 for 7, but this is a close game. That is essentially 4 free points that are being taken away. I think that's something that's going to be discussed in the huddle, because when you have these close matchups, you start looking at the numbers. That's a number that has to improve, but man, Ball State, they've been getting some of those rebounds, and the big thing is they've got 4 points off of turnovers, and they would like to do a lot more. But Peyton Sparks, he has been the spark that Ball State needed.
We're really seeing two heavyweights go at it, although they're not directly head-to-head. Peyton Sparks, Cam Kraft, 17 combined points between them. They're both leading the charge for their teams. This is kind of what we expected from this matchup. We knew heading into this one, both of these teams would come with a fight. It wouldn't be a blowout either side. This is a great game of basketball through 12 minutes, 19-18, back and forth after Miami of Ohio started off strong. And Cam Kraft, 4 of 4. He's balling. Peyton Sparks, 2 and 1s. He's balling. This is going to be fun, Max.
And I mean, you cannot ask for much more. And for Ball State, I think they have to be happy with the performance from a lot of these players. I mean, you have Hill, Hernandez, Hendricks, Brenton Watts, Hart, and Sparks. They all have been able to score. And there were some teams that they have that one really dominant player, and then there were other teams that have great team basketball. And I think that's something that Coach Lewis has really been focused on this season. We talked to him at the start of the season, and I mean, on the record, during my post-game interview with him on ESPN, he talked about there was a lot of essentially playing for themselves and not playing as a team. And you're seeing Ball State, what are they doing? They're playing as a team. What's happening? They've won 4 straight. They're winning this game right now.
And, you know, when Ball State plays good, it feels like the energy around Muncie is better. I mean, look at this crowd. This is a team here in Ball State, second in the MAC in attendance, and it's really showing. This is a large crowd for the 2025 opener. I think people know how important this game is. Imagine a win here for Ball State. That could propel more students to come, more fans to come.
And I mean, this is always such a fun matchup. It's only like 90 minutes between these two schools. This is one of the best in the Mid-American Conference, 2 of the best, and one of the best rivalries.
Miami moving right to left as Cooper takes it across the stripe for the RedHawks. Cam Kraft, handoff Suter, left wing. Joey Hart defending. Back out to the guard, Makai Cooper. Pass to Elmer. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tough jumper just inside the arc, and he hits it over Mickey Pearson. 2019, Miami takes the lead back with 7:30 to go in the first.
Surprisingly, the first basket for Elmer.
Averaging 12.8 points per game. It took him a while to get going in this one. Hill, left wing for Ball State, down low. Hendricks takes a shot off the backboard, no good. Mickey Pearson with the rebound, and he's fouled on the putback. And he is slow to get up, wincing a bit. So he took some hard contact, but he'll go to the line for 2 free throws and a chance to take the lead back.
This is now foul number 6 on the RedHawks. This is something that in the second half, the RedHawks are really going to need to avoid, is giving these fouls and the free throw opportunities to the Ball State Cardinals.
Most importantly, that's the second on Antoine Woolfolk. That's one of their highest producing players. He leads the team in rebounds per game, field goal percentage among players with more than 10 attempts. Mickey Pearson makes the first shot, and here's a bit of a consequence of that foul trouble as Reese Potter checks back in for Antoine Woolfolk, and for Ball State, Gorcito checks in for Joey Hart. Second free throw good for Mickey Pearson Jr., his first 2 points of the game. Ball State leads 21-20 with just over 7 to go in the first. Reese Potter, it's so weird seeing a 7'1" player run the offense. He passes to Suter. Bounce pass in the corner. Cam Kraft, tough shot, far side. Rebound Gorcito off the miss. Ball State, great bounce pass to Mickey Pearson in transition. He'll reset with a feed to Brayden Watts. Hill with it, left wing, and he is stolen of the ball. It sails out of bounds as Makai Cooper, great effort, but can't get possession to Miami. It will stay with Ball State.
And if you're a Miami fan, that's all you can ask, is just for your players to give 100% effort. That's 100% effort play.
Brayden Watts out of the inbound on the far side. Hanging around the left wing. Great feed down low to Hendricks, and he finishes the play over Ian Elmer. Very quick inbound points, 23-20. Ball State leads with 6:30 in the first. Other end, Makai Cooper, a whistle, and a blocking foul before he could get a shot up. That one will be on Gorosito, his first foul, the team's second. So an inbound underneath the basket here from Miami of Ohio. Miami, Ohio, that's important. You can't say the of. I need to watch that. Miami fans won't be happy. 6:30 to go in this first half. One possession game throughout.
Real quickly before this inbound, I want to give credit to Ben Hendricks. Had a hard tumble. He comes back, and he has looked good.
And the inbound, Messi to Peter Suter. Not a great decision, and now it's Ball State ball. Damari Hill, tough layup down low, and that one rolled around for a painful amount of time and ends up out. Miami with the rebound. Other end, Elmer, top of the key. Pass to Potter, tipped by Hendricks, but it remains with Reese Potter. The 7'1", 215-pound sophomore. Makai Cooper has the top of the key, heads in on Hill. Off the glass layup, he finishes. 23-22.
Talking about Potter, how often do you see Hendricks being much smaller than his matchup? That never happens.
Brayden Watts, difficult acrobatic layup. And that was an easy block by Elmer. He just kind of had to put his hand out to his side with how Brayden Watts tried to go to the basket. It ends up out on Miami, so it stays with Ball State. Substitution for the RedHawks. Skowjak checks in for Cam Kraft. Inbound, Brayden Watts to Gorosito. Catch and shoot, three, right wing, no good. And a rebounding foul on Ben Hendricks. It will go to Miami, and that's a big defensive stop with 5:39 to go in the first half, down one.
And for Gorosito, I know he's frustrated because he's the one player we mentioned pregame who's really been hot and cold, and so far he's been cold today.
They'll actually call that foul on Mickey Pearson Jr. Miami of Ohio with it on the other end. Quick movement by Peter Suter down low, and he finishes at the glass. A tight cut to the basket. He's up to 4 points. Ball State other end, down 24-23. Mickey Pearson Jr., left wing, heads inside. Pass out, Gorosito, another catch and shoot jumper on the right wing, and that is an air ball. A bad shot selection. Other end, Elmer, fast break, jam! Oh my, rim rattling. Timeout, Ball State.
And all of this is because of the effort from Pete Studer. He makes the basket. He comes back, hits it off to Elmer. Elmer with the big dunk. That had to feel good for the RedHawks.
That was some serious elevation, Max. I mean, oh man, that might be one of the best dunks in the MAC this year for a good bit.
You know, that's one of the better dunks I've seen here at Worthen Arena. I thought Makai Bell ringing the bell last year against Oakland City was good. That's up there with one of the best slams that we've seen in the past 2 years.
I mean, that kind of just quieted the entire crowd. I mean, usually there's a huge reaction after a big dunk. That one was just like, oh, wow, oh.
And this is such a huge crowd. I don't have the numbers, just guesstimating. That has to be close to over 5,000 here, and they're silent.
Deep crowd in Worthen after a major rack attack by Ian Elmer. Inbound for Ball State. Full court defense by Miami, trying to get some energy out of that Ball State timeout. A tip ends up out of bounds. He'll stay with Ball State. Still full court defense by Miami of Ohio. This is Miami, Ohio. Need to watch that. This is an interesting strategy. Full court defense doesn't work this time as Brayden Watts crosses the timeline for Ball State. Left wing, bounce pass Hill, same spot. And a whistle, an off-ball foul on Reese Potter. As he and Sparks were working on each other down low. That's the second foul for Reese Potter and the 7th for Miami. So Peyton Sparks will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Quick substitution here for Ball State. Jeremiah Hernandez checking in for Mickey Pearson Jr. Transfer for transfer. Of course, Hernandez from Southern Illinois, and quite some years ago, Mickey Pearson Jr. from Texas Christian. Sparks with the first free throw, so he'll get the bonus. 26-24. Sparks up to 8 points. Ball State trying to work on that one possession lead Miami has accumulated. 4:45 left in the first half, and he can't finish. A 1 of 2 trip for Sparks. Suter, other end for Miami, a pass to Cooper. He feeds to Potter. Top of the key, and Elmer, he'll take a 3 off the handoff, and he finishes that one with a bang. 7 points for Ian Elmer. 29-24, Miami leads with 4:20 to go in the first. Brayden Watts, top of the key. Big possession for Ball State. Hill, left wing, dribble work off the, I think the body of Suter. Quick, fast break shot for Miami, taken by Skaljak, and they really should have waited to go down low. Transition threes don't work out well. Ball State on the other end. He'll take a left wing 3, and he finishes. 29-27, that's 6 points now for the JUCO transfer. Luke Skaljak, top of the key, Miami hanging on to this lead. 3:40 to go in the first. Mid-range jumper, Reese Potter. That's a bad air ball. Worthen will let him know about it. Now lead us to immediate timeout. 29-27, Miami takes the lead, but Ball State working on it. 3:34 left to go in this first half. We'll take a quick break. This is men's basketball, Ball State SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, Papergo toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
From Trivia Night at Brothers and Tater Tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
Some media timeout fun here during the break. Miami leads 29-27 as a Ball State student taking some threes. He's hit 2 straight. 3 straight.
3 for 5. Coach Lewis may want to sign this one.
Maybe a PWO?
For sure. I mean, this would be a wild way to find out in the Meyer three-point contest, and that's how you get to Ball State. That's a Hollywood movie right there.
Sure is. 3:34 left to go in this first half. Ball State, they've been battling with Miami, but it feels like at stretches early in the game and right now, Miami's had the advantage. How does Ball State take the lead and head into halftime with their heads up and with the lead?
I think they're going to need to just come out of this break, forget about Elmer's dunk. I think that really silenced the crowd and that really silenced Ball State. So if they can get a big shot here, they're going to feel good.
And there's a turnover by Ball State right out of the timeout.
That's called the opposite of what was supposed to happen.
And Elmer finishes. So there's your guy with 9 points now. Miami 31, Ball State 27. Other end, Hill trying to get some movement quick down low, and he is rejected by Elmer. Putback attempt good by Sparks.
That has to feel good, but Elmer has been the kryptonite so far for the Cardinals.
31-29, that is Sparks' 10th point. Other end, quick and one by Evan Ipsero.
And he just got right past Gorosito. There was no way Gorosito could reach up for the rebound.
And that will lead to some substitutions here. Hernandez and Gorosito out. Brayden Watts and TJ Birch, the freshman, in. So right there, that was a speedy back and forth between these two teams, and it ends with Miami of Ohio again having the advantage with an and one, although they don't make the free throw there. Rebound Sparks. Miami leads 4 points over Ball State. 2:50 to go in this first half. TJ Birch deep in the left wing. Brayden Watts opposite side. Back to Birch. Over to Hill. Just outside the left corner. End around feed to Mickey Pearson Jr. at the charity stripe. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Tough shot. No good. Rebound Miami. Evan Ipsero, other end. Heading in on Birch. Lost his handles. Gets it back out in desperation to Kraft. He'll head in. Acrobatic movement on the layup, but he can't finish. Sparks with the rebound for Ball State. Birch, other end. Pass. Mickey Pearson. And now Birch resets. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Heading in from the top of the key. Mickey Pearson near corner. He heads in along the baseline, and he is fouled on the way up. Can't finish, but he'll get 2 free throws. That foul is going to go against Ian Elmer, a star so far for the RedHawks.
And with Suter set to check back in, the Cardinals have to be happy that they can get a second one. They're going to really want to get Elmer in some foul trouble because Elmer has been playing really well within the past 3 minutes.
First free throw good by Pearson Jr., and there is that substitution. Peter Suter, a little bit of a homecoming here. He has been fantastic, the Carmel High School alum. He had 42 points earlier this season against Air Force on December 2nd. One of the highest scoring performances in Miami history.
I mean, the last player who had more points, it was 43, and we will get to tell you that later.
Both free throws good from Mickey Pearson Jr. 33-31 the score. Miami up with 1:47 to go in the first half. Other end, Ipsero. Just outside the restricted zone, and he is fouled by TJ Birch on his way to the cup. So that's 2 free throws now for Miami.
Well, at least Birch is going to get something in the stats, though that's probably not what he wanted to do. But real quickly, this is my little trivia for you. The last RedHawk who had over 42 points, it was the NBA's Wally Szczerbiak back in 1999.
Wally Szczerbiak, you know, he's one of those Miami legends. It feels like Miami has had some great talent in their history. Darrell Hedrick, Wally Szczerbiak, Ron Harper, Dick Walls. You know, they're known as the cradle of coaches in football, but they're the cradle of some hoopers as well. One free throw good, or both free throws actually by Ipsero. 35-31, Miami leads. Pearson Jr. other end to Sparks. Down low, Hill in the restricted zone. Tough layup off the front of the iron. Sparks with the rebound, and he gets the putback. He is up to 12 points, and the Cards are down by 2 now. Quick on the other end, 3-ball Cam Kraft. No good on the far side. Ball State has it. TJ Birch across the stripe. Heading in from the MAC logo. Makes the shot, and he was called for a travel. He did not get it up before he went back down to the ground after jumping. That's tough, but it's the right call, and that is going to take the air out of Worthen Arena again.
This place was about to go nuts. That's so frustrating.
Minute to go in the first half, 35-33, and it's right back to Ball State. An illegal screen by Peter Suter.
I have to give credit to Birch. No fear there. He got kind of rocked by Suter. He stays up. And that's a lot of fight.
That's the second foul by Peter Suter. Ball State inbound far side, cross the timeline, TJ Birch. Pearson Jr. outside the left elbow, he'll give back to Birch. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Ipsero hovering. Birch at the Cardinal logo. Feed to Brayden Watts. Left wing. 7 on the shot clock. Pearson Jr. Birch passing around. Hill. Near side corner. Feed. Other side. 3-ball no good by Brayden Watts. Offensive board by Sparks. He'll take a catch and shoot jumper, and he misses. Rebound by Brayden Watts, but he was out of bounds. And that is a disappointing possession to end up empty. 25 seconds to go in this first half. A timeout by Miami, Ohio. 2-point game, and this is a huge opportunity to make it a 2-possession game heading into the break if you're the RedHawks.
And that was a simple mistake that causes this to go the other way. And that is something that either of these coaches will probably have to talk about, is you have to eliminate those simple errors. There's a reason why this is a close one. And for Ball State, one big thing is coming out of the break. They really have to improve free throws. I've been harping on that, but it's 2 points now. If Cardinals would have made their 3 free throws, they'd be leading this one by 3.
You know, another big mistake from that possession is taking the catch-and-shoot jumper right after the rebound if you're Jamari Hill. And then Brayden Watts getting the rebound after the miss, not knowing where he is, stepping out of bounds. I mean, those are big mistakes on what could be now the final possession of the half for Ball State, as Miami has it and they don't have a shot clock to worry about.
That's just an example of trying to force the shot, and I tell you what, 9 times out of 10 you force a shot, it's not going to make it.
We'll see what Miami does here. They could hang on and wait for the final shot. Ipsero has it at the Cardinal logo, and that's a foul by Brayden Watts. I think he gave Ipsero a little pat on the back after fouling him, maybe just saying, hey, that wasn't personal, because it was a little handsy, but no ill will. Second foul for Brayden Watts. 10 seconds on the clock out of the inbound. Ipsero, far corner, pass. Kraft, catch and shoot. 3, he hits it from the far wing. And that is a big one to end the half. TJ Birch, full court shot, no good. And Miami of Ohio will head into the halftime break with their heads up high, up 38-33.
Birch just barely misses that one, but tell you what, heck of a performance by the RedHawks. They have to feel good.
Cam Kraft crafting up a show. 13 points in the first half, and Miami leads by 5. 15 minutes of halftime glory. We'll be right back with the SL Digital halftime break presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Don't go anywhere.
Ranked number 2 in the nation for sports media by the Broadcast Education Association.
This is Ball State Sports Link.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU SportsLink.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptonin.com. At munciesuites.hamptonin.com.
From the bell tower to your smartphone, anywhere in the world.
Never miss Ball State sports with SportsLink Digital.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call Wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one mammoth from Mancino's.
Ranked number 2 in the nation for sports media by the Broadcast Education Association.
This is Ball State Sports Link.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. We have reached the halftime break. Miami leads 38-33 over the Ball State Cardinals in a key early MAC showdown between two 1-0 teams. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. Thank you for joining us again here on this SL Digital broadcast. And so far, it's been interesting for Miami. They have been below their percentages 3-point wise, shooting 4 of 11, but Cam Kraft has stepped up big time, 13 points, Elmer 9 points, and some big defensive standout shows. And Ball State, they're hanging around, but right now Miami with a 5-point lead. It just feels like the RedHawks have been one step ahead of Ball State for most of this game.
Yes, 100%. I mean, when you look at just the start of this game, I mean, Ball State couldn't do more than just getting a couple free throws. And, you know, it was close for a while, and the thing you always have to think about is what happened? What caused the change? And I really think it's the effort from Elmer. Yes, I know that Kraft had a lot of big threes, including the one towards the end of the first half right in front of the Ball State bench. But it was Elmer's slam and then Elmer's three-pointer just a couple moments after that. That silenced Worthen. I think that shocked the Ball State Cardinals, and I think that was the biggest turning point for the RedHawks.
And you have a serious question if you're Coach Lewis. Statistically, you're winning this game. Offensive rebounds, you're winning that margin 5-0. Bench points, 22-6. You're shooting similarly 3-point wise, field goal wise though, you're way behind. That's the big difference here is Miami, their big players are stepping up, and Ball State, they aren't efficient enough. How do you change that in the final 20 minutes?
It seems simple enough, but you can't force shots. There were multiple examples where if you're in the film room with Coach Lewis, I would like to guess that one thing they're going to talk about is they're going to look at some of those plays and say, you forced that shot. You could have had another option, but you just forced it. Could have been a selfish play. Could have been only a few seconds left on the shot clock. Either way, that wasn't exactly playing Ball State basketball. And that is why the Cardinals have such a low field goal percentage. So just got to take the smart shots. That's the most important thing.
And a highlight here so far for Ball State has been the performance of Peyton Sparks. He has 12 points, shooting 5 of 6. He's coming off of a performance against Kent State, where he only managed 6 points in 4 field goal attempts overall. He's really stepping up here, and he's a big reason why Ball State is still in this game.
And, I mean, right before Kent State, he had 23 against Anderson. So, I mean, he's had a lot of rebounds. That's been probably the highlight for him. It's just those rebounds and then immediately scoring. So whether he's on defense or whether he's on offense, he is the reason why this has been a close one. And surprisingly, Jamari Hill only has 6 points. Your leading scorer really has been struggling. He's only 2 for 9 from the field. That's one of the reasons why Ball State has such a low field goal percentage, is your leading scorer can't seem to make some shots.
And for Miami of Ohio, I think their biggest challenge right now for the rest of the game is foul trouble. You look at Ball State, 2 players have 2 fouls, Gorcito and Britton Watts. Good players, but not the highest impact players on the team. And then you look at the RedHawks, Woolfolk, Suter, and Potter, and Elmer. 2 fouls, all 4 of them. Those are arguably Miami's 4 most important players. And they're all in foul trouble. If that continues, they're going to have to start taking them out of the game, and then you give Ball State opportunities.
I mean, that's nearly half of Miami's scoring just from those 4 alone.
It's a big problem here for Miami. But Ball State, they're the ones in trouble, down 5. We'll take a quick break here on the SL Digital Halftime Show. Don't go anywhere. Miami, Ball State, men's basketball, the home opener of 2025. We'll be right back after this break.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one Mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Standards. High standards. That's what sets teams apart. It's also what sets us apart at Pridemark Construction. We're not alone in holding our standards high. Ball State University is among those who do. That's why we're proud to sponsor the Ball State Athlete of the Week. High standards in everyday performance is everything in sport, as well as business. Join us in our pursuit of excellence. Join Pridemark Construction for your next building project and in our support of Ball State University's Athlete of the Week.
From trivia night at Brothers and tater tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. Ball State down 5 here at the half with about 6 minutes to go until we kick off the final 20 minutes of this MAC affair. Miami up 38-33. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside, and looking around the Mid-American Conference here in a big Tuesday night for everybody in the MAC. There's some interesting scores, Max. I'd first like to highlight, we talked about Akron being one of those top teams in the conference during the pregame show. They only lead by 3 right now against Central Michigan, 41-38 at their halftime break.
And I mean, it's been close all day long. Like right before this game started, we were looking at the stats, and you could tell that Akron was playing a close one. That would be a shocking upset.
And then you look at Kent State, a team that just lost to this Ball State squad last week. They're bouncing back just fine right now against Northern Illinois, 35-21. Meanwhile, for Miami, they beat Buffalo last week. Well, Buffalo, their struggles continue, down 37-20 against Ohio. It really feels like the rest of the MAC is starting to make more sense here in this Tuesday night. You have Ohio up by 17, Kent State up by 14, Toledo by 13. It's just that Akron Central Michigan game that's a bit concerning because we felt like we knew Akron. The rest of the field, not so much, but most of the people in the MAC said, all right, Akron's a mainstay. They'll be a top 3 team in the MAC by the end of the year. Well, maybe we have to pedal back a little bit. It's interesting, the Chippewas, 6-7 on the year, lost their first game in the Mid-American Conference, but they're putting up a fight against one of the top teams.
And that is exactly what probably every institution not named Akron was looking forward to, because Akron, as you mentioned, they're always a team that's talked about as a favorite. They have a really good NIL collective, one of the best in the MAC. And in this modern era of college basketball, that is so very helpful. So if you can have one of the best in your conference struggling, that's what every other team would like to have. They want it to be when they come to Cleveland, hey, they can be the top team, not Akron.
Then finally, Western Michigan, they're at the bottom of the MAC right now, 3-10, 0-1 in MAC play. They're up at halftime against Bowling Green, who's 5-8 on the year, also winless in the MAC, but again, it's just one game in so far. That would be a big upset if the Broncos could pull that off and they have the advantage.
And that is exactly why the Mid-American Conference is so unpredictable. These are 12 great teams, and some of them, they play a lot more difficult non-conference. Some of them, just have a rough start to the year. But the big thing is you never quite know who can win. I mean, we've seen it, of course, with midweek action for football, but I'd say, especially when it comes to the basketball side of things, it's completely unpredictable sometimes.
How about Owen Lobsinger leading the charge for those Broncos right now? 9 points through one half. He's averaging 11 a game. The leading scorer tonight in the MAC for Kent State, 16 points, 7 rebounds, Von Cameron Davis. No surprise there. He's one of the standout players in this conference. 2 minutes before we start off here, the second half between Miami and Ball State. If you're Miami, you're up 5, but you have foul trouble. Do you have to play conservative, or do you keep the pace and try to keep Ball State away?
I think you got to keep the pace because that's really been working. Obviously, you want to try and avoid that foul trouble, so that's going to probably be something that's discussed, is don't give some cheap fouls. But outside of that, just play with the pace. This is a pretty evenly matched team when it comes to height, but when you got a player like Kraft, height doesn't matter. What matters is he can make a lot of big threes. He's done that 3 times today. He'd like to do a lot more.
We'll take one final break here before starting off the second half. Miami 38, Ball State 33. Thank you for listening to the SL Digital halftime show presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. We'll be back on the other side with 20 minutes of key MAC basketball.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
From trivia night at Brothers and tater tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. The second half just moments away from tipping off. 38-33, Miami has the lead over Ball State in a battle of 1-0 MAC squads. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. This is a key early MAC season showdown. Miami looking to start off 2-0 in MAC play for the first time since 2011. Ball State looking to continue the turning around of their season with remaining undefeated in Mid-American Conference play. Ball State moving right to left as Gorosito will start it off for Ball State. Pass to Hernandez, right wing, feed to Hill, opposite side. Over to Gorosito, same spot, and that is an off-ball foul on Ball State. So it will be Miami, Ohio ball just like that. 19:49 to go in the second half.
And that is the exact opposite of what Coach Lewis probably drew up on the inbound.
Other end, Cam Kraft, the star RedHawk. Bounce pass, Elmer. Near side, just in the perimeter. Catch and shoot, Cam Kraft, he hits it. That's a big three-pointer to start off the second half. 41-33, 19:20 to go. That is 16 points for Cam Kraft. Gorosito, other end for Ball State. Follows a Hendricks screen. Dish, Hernandez, now Mason Jones, and that is an off-ball foul on Miami. First foul of the second half. They'll call that one on Woolfolk. We were talking about foul trouble at the half. That is his third.
And that would be concerning because Woolfolk comes into this season. He averages about 9 points per game. Now he's already at 3.
Inbound, Hill with it. Just inside the near baseline. Overhead feed. Jones, Hendricks, can't finish. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds off of Ian Elmer. It will stay with the Cardinals. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 19 to go in the second half, down 8. Every possession, it feels like, matters. Hernandez under the basket. Feed Gorosito, near corner, can't hit the three. And the rebound by Jones. He steps out before he can save it. So Miami, defensive stop, they have possession.
At this point, the Cardinals are either going to have to wait for that media timeout or have to take one soon. They have not been playing up to their standard.
There's another off-ball foul. This time it's on Ball State.
That's going to be on Ben Hendricks. He has really struggled early on in this second half.
Cards need something. Elmer inside the elbow, near side pass. Cooper out top of the key. Bounce pass, Potter, same spot. Feed back to Cooper now. Back to Potter. He'll take a pivot foot and a shot ends up an air ball. Rebound, Ball State. Gorcito corrals it.
This is an eerily similar start to the first half where Ball State couldn't really get any shots, just being overwhelmed by Miami.
Hill left wing, heads inside. Tough shot over Cooper. He finishes. That's a big bucket to start off the second half. He's up to 8 points, 41-35. Miami leads, 18 to go. Peter Suter, left wing. Pass across court, Elmer, he'll take a three in the corner, no good. Rebound up in the air and corralled by Gorcito. Ball State has it. Cooper following him. Defensive effort, Hendricks, the screen, Gorcito down low, fouled on his way to the basket. That's the second foul for Miami, and they will call that one on Reese Potter, his third. Another RedHawk in foul trouble.
Well, the RedHawks can be happy because the two of them have combined for only 4 points out of the 41, but we'll have to wait and see how much more fouls Miami's willing to give.
Sparks in the game for Hendricks, and he takes the inbound under the basket. Pass, Hernandez, left wing three, swish. Big shot by Jeremiah Hernandez. His first bucket of the game, or of the second half rather. He's up to 5 points. Other end, Suter, tough layup, took some contact, no call, and the rebound to Ball State. Hill on the other end, and he takes a heavy amount of contact. No foul again, and the putback no good by Mason Jones. Miami has it. Worthen Loud, they desperately wanted a foul. Cam Kraft, other side, spinning around the MAC logo in the paint, and he finishes. He's up to 18 points. 43-38, Miami leads with just under 17 to go. Jeremiah Hill at the Cardinal logo. Guarded by Elmer. Now Potter following the screen. Baseline, pass out, Hernandez, left corner. Double team, over to Jones. He'll pass back to Hernandez, top of the key. 7 on the shot clock. Sparks spinning around the baseline. Tough layup, good. Over the 7-footer, Reese Potter. 43-40, Sparks is up to 14. Miami still clinging on to that 3-point lead. Other end, shot by Kraft. He hits it at the charity stripe. 20 points for the redshirt sophomore. And it's back to a 5-point lead.
Back-to-back 20-point performances. How about it for Kraft?
Jamari Hill, top of the key for Ball State. They have to go punch for punch with these RedHawks. Mason Jones, he is stolen by Ian Elmer. Fast break, tripping, still has it in a great big jam all alone. 11 points for Ian Elmer.
Is this deja vu? Worthen starts to get a little quieter.
47-40, the RedHawks surging in the second half. 15:30 to go. Hill, other end, pass to Gorcito, sails out of bounds in the corner. Media timeout, maybe saves Coach Lewis and this Ball State team. They get a chat, and the RedHawks are fired up. 47-40, Miami taking advantage here in the first 5 minutes of the second half. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, a presentation of Ball State men's basketball presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. We'll be right back.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptoninn.com. At munciesuites.hamptoninn.com.
You're listening to Ball State Football, streaming live with SportsLink Digital.
Now back to the stadium.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena, 47-40. The Miami RedHawks are kicking it up a notch here in the second half of a key road MAC matchup. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. Ball State, we said that they needed to get going. We said Miami needed to avoid foul trouble. Really, they haven't. Their star players, two of them, Woolfolk and Potter, already with 3 fouls, but they've still maintained the pace. They're pushing it, and they've extended their lead from halftime.
That's really the only thing, foul trouble, that Miami has done wrong. I mean, they're shooting 57% from the field. They have the lead. They've got 9 points. And this has been a good performance by the RedHawks. And I mean, they're up by 7, and it really has felt like Ball State hasn't had anything really going well. Peyton Sparks has gotten like 2 points, but outside of that, not much to really write home about if you're a Cardinal fan.
And you can tell that Coach Lewis needs something here from his Cardinal team. The RedHawks, they were out of their timeout huddle about 30 seconds before Ball State was. An extra long talk between Coach Lewis and his squad. These are important minutes, and this is an important game. You want to stay undefeated in MAC play against a team like Miami, who also has started off in the conference 1-0.
Ball State, they want to defend their home turf. They're 3-2 at home. They don't want to be 500. You have to be great at home.
Miami of Ohio, out of the media timeout, will start off with possession. Ipsero left wing, feed to Suter. A heat-seeking missile of a pass. And he is stripped by Gorosito. Ball State has possession. That is a big turnover to force. Hernandez, right wing, pass. Pearson Jr. back to Hernandez, top of the key. Now Hill with it on the left end. Sparks a screen. Hill heading in on some tight defense, and he finishes over Reese Potter. That's a tough man to get a basket on. 10 points for Hill. 47-42, Miami the lead. Just under 15 to go. Potter, heat-seeking feed to Ipsero, and he finishes in the air. That was a pretty pass and a pretty finish. 49-42. 6 points now for Ipsero. 14:30 to go. Hill just outside the elbow on the far side. Sparks feed. Gorosito left wing. Right wing rather. Hill, step back jumper, perimeter no good, rebound, Cam Kraft, the star wing. Miami has it. Kraft, step up, 3. Around the rim and out, rebound Sparks. That would have been big to make it a 10-point game. Instead, Ball State has it. Gorosito, feed, Pearson Jr. right wing. Looking for somebody to get open around the perimeter. It's Hernandez who takes the handoff. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gorosito down to Sparks. Spinning around Cooper. Feed Hernandez. Top of the key. 3 wide open. Good off the bounce. 49-45. That's a big bucket for number 33 with 13:35 to go. Reese Potter. Backdoor feed to Kraft, and there's not much you can do against that pretty pass. Reese Potter has had a few dishes and dimes. 22 points now for Cam Kraft, and it is 51-45 Miami with 13-17 to go. Hill, right wing, guarded by Elmer, who's been a star for this RedHawks team. Pearson Jr. spinning around the stripe at the MAC logo off the glass and in. He's up to 6 points, and the Cardinals make it a 4-point game, 51-47 with 13 to go. Other end, Ipsero. He has 3 points in the second half. Top of the key, Gorcito guarding, feed to Potter, the 7-foot center. Right wing, Suter. A Hoosier native, spinning around Hernandez in the paint, no good. Sparks with the rebound. Ball State wanting to make it a one-possession game with 12.5 minutes to go. Gorcito finds Sparks wide open down low. That's some pretty transition play. Sparks up to 16, and it is a one-possession game. 51-49, 12:20 to go. Suter, other end for the RedHawks. Cooper, he can take a three. He will. Top of the key, he connects. 7'1", and he gets a three ball. His first basket of the game, 54-49 with 12 to go.
It's so easy for him to make that three-pointer.
Other end, Gorcito, stripped by Ipsero down low. A high-impact play by number 2. Kraft, right wing, back to Ipsero, guarded by Hill. Backs up to the Cardinal logo. Feed, Potter. Maybe take another one. Instead, it will be Kraft. Tough three, no good. Back in the iron. Sparks another rebound. Making his presence felt down low. Hernandez, right wing. A double-double now for Peyton Sparks. He has it. Right wing. Feed, Hill, charity stripe. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Hernandez, step back three, top of the key. Offline. Rebound Elmer, and Miami has it. These possessions keep coming up empty for the Cards. Evan Ipsero, Worthen getting loud. Between the rings. Some substitutions getting ready on both sides. Down low, Potter. Baseline jumper, no good. Rebounds, Hill. Ball State across the timeline. Step up three, Gorcito, and that is a low percentage shot. Coach Lewis furious at that attempt. Ipsero resetting for the RedHawks. 4 Miami players and 2 Ball State players ready to sub in at the next break. Cam Kraft, bounce pass, Suter, top of the key. He feeds to Reese Potter. Out to Ipsero, three, top of the key, no good. Rebound Hernandez. Ball State now taking it across the stripe. Heading in at the elbow. Pearson Jr., top of the key. Over to Hill. Left wing, now Sparks with it. Along the baseline, far side, Pearson Jr., and that's a blocking foul on Miami. They will call that on Ipsero. That's his first foul. One of the few players in the starting lineup for Miami that hasn't had a timeout yet, or sorry, a foul yet. But while we're talking about timeouts, media timeout here with just under 10 to go. Miami leads 54-49. Some high-speed basketball there, Max, but not many points in the last stretch.
No, both of these teams have truly only combined. Each of them have had 16 points so far, but I want to focus on something for Ball State, as they've currently been scoreless for over 2.5 minutes. First of all, you cannot win ball games if you're scoreless, but Peyton Sparks has double-double. He's hit 16 points. Now 11 rebounds. He's been playing very well. And Hill has a quiet 10 points, but to put it plain and simple, you cannot have only 2 Cardinals having 10 points if you want to win this one.
Especially when you have Cam Kraft putting on a show here on the road. I mean, he has 22 points. He's had 8 in this second half alone. He's playing phenomenal, and it feels like nobody on Ball State's able to keep the pace with him.
It feels like for Ball State, they really need to step up the effort just entirely. You've had some individual performances. Peyton Sparks has been playing extremely well. Because what happens when he gets the rebound? He's been giving it to other players, and they've been having to make the shots. So he's distributing. He can shoot, he can distribute. He's been doing it all, but it just feels like the Cardinals cannot convert in this second half with some of their shots, and this is 5 points. And the big thing is they should be realistically having a much better score. They're winning the rebound battle. But they have the 10 turnovers, that's a problem. And the big thing, they have had 12 points off of turnovers, Miami has. If Ball State didn't give those 12 points, they'd be in a comfortable lead.
Ball State has some ways to go, but it feels like they're a couple adjustments away from being on the precipice of notching this thing up.
The big thing, though, is this is under 10 minutes. Coming out of this timeout, it has to be figured out, and it has to be figured out now, or this is going to be an easy win for Miami, and they're going to have a happy road trip back to Miami, and it'll be a disappointing home loss once again.
So we said there would be some substitutions at that break. For Miami of Ohio, out on the floor is going to be Woolfolk, Skowjak, Ipsero, Cooper, and one more. Byers. Brett Byers making his first appearance in this game. And for Ball State, it's going to be Hendricks, Pearson Jr., Joey Hart, Jeremiah Hernandez, and Britton Watts. Inbound for Ball State under their own basket to start off out of the media timeout. 10 minutes to go. Crunch time. Down 5. Hendricks at the right wing. Don't see him around the perimeter much. Pearson Jr., same spot. Hernandez top of the key. Double teamed. Heading in along the baseline. Tough jumper just before the shot clock violation, and the putback off of the miss by Joey Hart. Actually, they'll credit Mickey Pearson. There was some traffic down there, and it was Mickey Pearson who made that final touch. He's up to 8 points. Other end, Miami of Ohio. Fouled on the way is Luke Skowjak, the freshman. Getting some work. He'll head to the charity stripe for 2 free throws. That foul, the first by Jeremiah Hernandez.
One thing I want to focus on right now for Miami is their leading scorer, Kraft. He is on the bench, as is Elmer. That's 33 out of the 54 points currently on the bench right now. So the big thing is the first free throw's made, Cardinals need to take the advantage right now.
You're only down 4. I mean, this is a big time here. And that's a big free throw to miss for Luke Skowjak, but an offensive board for Miami. Ipsero, top of the key, pass out, 3 ball. Brent Byers misses, rebound Britton Watts. First shot attempt, first miss for Brent Byers. Cards on the other end. Britton Watts, Cardinal logo, pass to Hernandez, down low, Hendricks near side along the elbow, loses his footing, and that's gonna be a half-court violation. As the ball trickles out, Hernandez recovers, but the last to touch was Hendricks. So it will be Miami ball, 8:52 to go with a 4-point lead, 55-51. And you have the ball on your side of the court now.
Big thing is someone's going to go on the run. The question is, who's it going to be?
Miami looking to be the team to do so. Brent Byers, pass. Woolfolk. Over to Skowjak, and now Cooper with it. Back to Byers, top of the key, 3. Far side of the iron, no good. Rebound Hendricks, and Ball State has it. A big defensive stand. Britton Watts across the timeline. Guarded closely by Cooper at the half-court logo. Bounce pass Hendricks. Now Mickey Pearson Jr., top of the key. Over to Hernandez, right wing. A whistle and a foul off ball by Ball State. A critical turnover, and that is on Ben Hendricks. Crucial foul that you didn't want there. And here's the substitution, Cam Kraft back in the game for Evan Ipsero.
I can tell you what, Ball State didn't want that foul. They really didn't want to see Cam Kraft back.
There was a moment there where Skowjak almost subbed out He didn't realize he was still in the game. Miami almost played this possession with 4 players. Instead, they have all 5, and Norfolk has it. Woolfolk, correction, down low, doing some work on Hendricks, and he finishes the basket. He's up to 6 points. Those are his first points of the second half. 57-51.
Look easy. Made it look easy. That's all you can say there.
Ball State needs to do the same. Brayden Watts across the timeline. Showing the handles on Cooper, and Cooper not faced at all, but he is called for a foul that Coach Travis Steele is quite upset about. And he's letting the referees know he did not like that call. Instead, he liked the effort by Makai Cooper.
And for Cardinal fans, they're going to be really happy because Peyton Sparks is going to be subbing back in. The leading scorer, 16 points for him, 11 rebounds. And it looked like Jamari Hill may have been trying to get back in as well. Those are the 2 leading scorers, and that's exactly what Ball State needs. It's only down to 6 points. Now you got your leading scorers back. Either someone else on Ball State's going to need to step up, or you're going to need to have a lot of points from Hill and Sparks.
We'll take a quick break here on the media timeout. Miami leads 57-51, 7:35 to go. You're listening to SportsLink Digital, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptonin.com. At munciesuites.hamptonin.com.
From Trivia Night at Brothers and Tater Tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. 7:35 to go in the second half. Miami leads 57-51 over Ball State in a critical MAC showdown of conference undefeateds. I'm Brayden, Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. 6 points between these two teams. 7 minutes between now and the end of the game. What does Ball State need to do to get back into this one?
Gotta improve their shooting. I mean, you are 5 of 17 from 3. Maybe it's time to just stop trying to take some of those 3-pointers. And I mean, they're shooting 43% from the field as a team. That really needs to improve. But the biggest thing is they have to stop allowing those points off of turnovers. That's 14 points that have been given away to Miami.
Most importantly, you're losing points at the charity stripe as well. 5 points gone there, 8 of 13 from the line so far. And with Miami having 4 fouls, you're going to have opportunities more than likely at the stripe. Got to finish them. 7:30 to go. Ball State has it. Hill between the rings. Pass to Hernandez, now Brayden Watts with it, right wing. Mickey Pearson Jr. on the far side. Hill heading in along the baseline. Tough layup, and he finishes with the contact from Antoine Woolfolk. 57-53, that's 12 points now for Jamari Hill. Other end, 3-ball, Cooper, left wing, and air ball. That's a big miss. That gives Ball State some momentum and an opportunity to make it a 1-possession game.
It really doesn't feel like it's a 4-point performance. It feels like Miami's been pretty dominant throughout this entire second half, but it is only down to 4 points, so Ball State has to take advantage.
This was the moment we talked about during the break off air. This is a big moment here. It feels like Ball State needs to have it. An inbound coming up at half court after Makai Cooper Stripped to Jamari Hill of the ball in transition, ends up out of bounds, stays with Ball State. Pearson Jr. near side inbound, he gives to Hill, as if nothing happened. Some work along the far side. Guarded by Skaljak, now Pearson Jr. has it, near corner. Work inside, tight defense from Suter, back out to Hill. He'll go inside, layup, good with the contact, no foul, and Woolfolk slow to get up. Back on his feet, moving okay, 57-53, a one-possession game with 6:20 to go. Woolfolk, great feed down to Cam Kraft. And just like that, the momentum gone from this Cardinal team. That's 24 points for Kraft and a 4-point lead for the RedHawks. 6 to go. Peyton Sparks, top of the key. Hill at the left wing. Feed to Pearson Jr., stolen by Woolfolk. Now Cooper taking it across the stripe. Feed to Skaljak, down low, Suter, tough foul on Peyton Sparks as he went towards the basket. So 2 free throws coming up for the Hoosier native. 4-point game, and these are big ones. If you make these 2, it's a 2-possession game, and it's the longest 2-possession game in 6 points. An 82% free throw shooter. And he makes the first.
And Pete Suter is a player that, when you look at his stats from today, they won't really jump out at you. But he's one of the main reasons Miami has been playing well. He's getting some of those passes and getting some steals that lead to points.
He misses the free throw, but a rebound offensively by Antoine Woolfolk. Miami has it again. Cam Kraft, great move inside, and that's a tough layup to make. Turns into a 3-point possession. Other end, Ball State looking for a response, and it is Jamari Hill fouled on his way. 62-55, Hill going to the stripe. Miami leads, and just like it was for the RedHawks, these are big free throws for the Cards. And that is the 4th foul as well by Antoine Woolfolk. Max, Charlie Cardinal is behind you.
I'm afraid to look. I don't know what he could be doing.
He's hovering. I'm a little scared.
We all should be.
And the arena's quiet because Jamari Hill is making some free throws. He makes the first. I'm afraid he's going to come up to me. I mean, this is a big game, and we have Charlie Cardinal doing some nonsense. We're in the nosebleeds, by the way. He's just hanging out.
Gotta give him credit, making sure everyone makes memories here at Ball State.
I'm as terrified as the rest of Worthen, hoping that Hill makes this last free throw, and he does. 62-57, Hill is up to 16 points. 5:30 to go. Down 5. Miami with possession. Bounce pass to Cam Kraft. He's been the star all game, 26 points. Feed to Cooper. Top of the key, handoff. Suter, speedy down low into the paint, and he finishes over Peyton Sparks. 5 on 5, and it's won by the RedHawks. 5. 7 points for Suter. 64-57, 5 to go. Hernandez on the other end for the Cards. Hill, top of the key. Follows a Pearson Jr. screen and backs back out. Pearson Jr. between the rings, now Hernandez, far arc. Working on Suter, over to Brayden Watts. Top of the key, 8 seconds on the shot clock, feed to Hill. He'll head in toward the baseline, near side. 3 seconds, shot by Hernandez, he's fouled around the arc, so that's 3 free throws for Jeremiah Hernandez, and that's a mistake by Peter Suter, giving up three free shots. That's a bit of a tongue twister, but that's huge, and we talked about free throws, got to make them. Well, here's 3 big ones.
And I mean, this, if they make 3, would make it down to only 4 points and a lot more manageable than down by 7.
Can you say 3 free throws?
3 free throws.
Can you say it 3 times fast?
3 free 3 throws. I can't.
You see, it's a hard one.
Exactly. Here we go, America. You need to try and say it now as well. Repeat after me. Three free throws. I think I still said it wrong.
Hernandez 2 free throws. Now he makes 3.
It's my shining moment, and I failed. I'm sorry, America.
America's disappointed in you, Max. 64-60. Ball State hoping the Cards don't disappoint them tonight. 4:30 to go. Cooper down low, and it is Suter finishing off a great pass by Reese Potter, not Cooper. 66-60. 9 points for the Hoosier native. Other end, Ball State has it. Pearson Jr., far corner over to Hill, top of the key. Guarded by Suter. Dribble drive, back out Hernandez. Top of the key over to Britton Watts. Near side perimeter. 7 to go on the shot clock. Pearson Jr. rejected and fouled. Down low in the restricted zone. 2 free throws for Mickey Pearson Jr. And an opportunity to cut this one to a 4-point game. That is the 3rd foul by Ian Elmer.
I want to make sure we talk about Suter because over the last minute, you have seen a lot of speed. You have seen a lot of points. He's up to 9. And guess what he does? He scores, and he's immediately back on defense. He's what any coach, I think, would want. And Miami's really lucky they're able to have him.
First free throw good for Mickey Pearson Jr. He's averaging 10 points a game, 6 rebounds. He's had a great season coming off a 14-point performance against Kent State. Substitution for Ball State. Ben Hendricks in for Peyton Sparks.
Interesting to see the leading rebounder hit the bench.
Especially with 7'1" Reese Potter still on the floor for Miami. Second free throw, good. It is a 4-point game, double digits now for Mickey Pearson Jr., 10 points. 66-62, just under 4 to go in this game. Potter, top of the key. He hands off, Kraft, tough layup, good. Got it around Britton Watts, and he has 28 points. Other end, a quick foul. Jamari Hill in transition as there will be a timeout here. And that is the 4th foul by Peter Suter. So after this timeout will be 2 free throws. And 68-62 the score with 3:44 to go. And again, I mean, with 10 minutes to go, it was a 6-point lead, and it is still a 6-point lead for Miami. They just keep on hanging on to this despite getting deeper and deeper into foul trouble.
Well, and I tell you what, just this entire game plan has really worked for Miami. And this is a scary Miami team if they can continue, even when things aren't going their way. Even when they're not winning the rebound battle. I mean, they've been out-rebounded by 9. And they are still playing super well. They have some of their best players in foul trouble, and it hasn't mattered. This has been a tall task for Ball State to try and come back, and they can just keep hoping they get fouled and start making those free throws. But, I mean, you had your best rebounder and the guy who had a lot of momentum, and Sparks have to go to the bench. If you are a Ball State fan, you would hope that he's going to be coming back from the bench soon, and hopefully he or Hill can step up because it's going to be it's starting to get to the point where 6 points is going to be a little too much down late.
It's a big question for Coach Lewis. Do you put Sparks back in? He only has 1 foul. There's no reason not to. And with under 4 minutes to go, this is crunch time. It's a 2-possession game. You got to get points. And there's your leading facilitator consistently in Peyton Sparks, off the glass and down low. You want him on the court.
If he can get a big-time play like he did in the first quarter where he got a nice jam and made this place go nuts. Because right now, fans can probably hear us just from kind of how quiet it's been. It's just been kind of shocking for, I think, Ball State this entire game. It just feels so close yet so far.
You better hope they don't hear you with all the mean things that you've been saying. I'm kidding. I'm messing with you.
Oh, you're having a great time.
We're having a great time.
Speaking of great time, up on the Jumbotron, it was showing a great matchup coming up soon, produced by SportsLink on ESPN+. BYU men's volleyball here at Ball State, number 5 versus number 6.
January 18th. That'll be a fun matchup, a top 6 game. Men's volleyball showdown. How about BYU coming into town? First free throw made by Hill, but getting back to that, I mean, that's a huge matchup. Number 5, number 6, Ball State. They're a national title contender. Brigham Young as well. It'll be fun here in Muncie. Second free throw good by Jamari Hill, as he is up to 18 points, and the lead is down to 4 for Miami. 68-64, RedHawks lead, 3:30 to go. Potter at the charity stripe, feed to Cam Kraft, the star for the RedHawks. Back to Potter, hanging around the top of the key. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Kraft and then Potter. Great feed down low to Cooper, and he finishes the rush ahead of Hill. He is up to 4 points, and the RedHawks back to a 6-point advantage.
It's another quick cut that Miami is able to get past Ball State and make it up to 6.
Ball sails out of bounds off a tip by Cooper, and it stays with the Cardinals. 3 minutes to go. A substitution for the RedHawks. Potter out and Woolfolk in. They're willing to sacrifice number 13, the star junior Woolfolk, despite having 4 fouls to his name.
Interesting to see Hernandez have to hit the bench for Ball State and to put in a Gorosito who has really struggled from 3 today, which is a little uncharacteristic.
Gorosito shooting 0 of 4 from beyond the arc. And those are all the shots he's taken from the field. Hill at the charity stripe, heading in toward the restricted zone. Miss. Sparks rebound, fouled on the way. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. 2:53 to go. Miami leads 70-64. That is the 4th foul for Peter Suter, although I think, nope, is going to be on Ian Elmer. That's his 4th foul. I was about to say, if it was on Suter, he'd be out. But instead, it's on Elmer, and he is deep in foul trouble. The 3rd Red Hawk with 4 fouls. That's a big missed free throw by Peyton Sparks, a 63% free throw shooter.
And it is easier said than done. But with under 3 minutes to go, you have to be perfect if you're Ball State, and that's not perfect.
Makes the second 1 of 2 trip. And with 9 team fouls for Miami, Ball State has entered the bonus. Well into the bonus, actually. 17 points for Peyton Sparks. 70-63, RedHawks lead, 2:40 to go. Woolfolk behind the back pass to Kraft, left wing. Feeds Suter, top of the key. Moving in on Hill. Gorosito applying pressure. Step back, floater good. Oh my, Peter Suter. He's up to double-digit points. That is 11 now for him. And with 2:20 to go, it's a 7-point lead for Miami. Cardinals need something on almost every possession at this point. Britton Watts deep in the perimeter on the far side. Feed, Hill, thought about a 3. Bounce pass, Sparks, and a foul by Woolfolk. He is out of the game. That's his 5th. He'll finish with 6 points, 5 rebounds, and that's a key player down low, out of the game now. But checking in is Reese Potter, the 7-foot, 1-inch, 215-pound sophomore. So you aren't losing much size, but you're losing one heck of a talent in Woolfolk.
And the big thing is you're losing those boards. And I mean, Elmer also has 5 rebounds. And he has 4 fouls as well. And there's a chance he could be gone.
10 team fouls for Miami. 2 free throws here for Peyton Sparks. And he misses the first off the front of the iron. 1 free throw on this trip will make it a 2-possession game. And he misses the second 0 of 2 trip for Peyton Sparks. 2 minutes to go, and the RedHawks lead by 7. Worthen is silent. Miami can make a huge, huge step if they can hit something here. Elmer, top of the key. 12 to go on the shot clock. Pass to Potter. Left elbow, handoff, Kraft. Tough three-pointer moving to his right. No good. Rebound, Elmer. Put back, no good. Rebound, Sparks. Ball State has it. Quick on the other end, Gorosito. He feeds to Hill. Left wing, back out, Gorosito. Tough catch and shoot three off the back of the iron. Sparks offensive board, and he's fouled on the way up. A chance for redemption, and he needs to make both of these for Ball State to have a realistic shot. 72-65, 1:24 to go. The fourth foul for Reese Potter.
And you can tell the strategy late. Keep sending Sparks to the line. If you're Miami, they're hoping he goes 0 for 2 again. Cardinals fans love the opposite for him to go 2 for 2.
And he missed.
Ball State.
3 of 8.
18 of 26 may be surprising, but with 5 of those free throws gone by Peyton Sparks alone, that would make this a lot closer.
TJ Birch in for Gorosito. Sparks has been a better free throw shooter this year. He makes the last one. Ends the cold stretch. He's up to 18 points. He checks out, and Mason Jones checks in. But first, a timeout by Miami. Sparks has 18 points in this game, but down the stretch, some critical free throw misses. If he made those 3 that he missed, we'd be talking about a 1-possession game here. Instead, Worthen Arena is slowly empty.
And this is another example. It's only 6 points. That's been the magic number all day long, and that's all it has taken. If Gorosito would have made just 2 of those 3-pointers, this would be a tie ball game. If Ball State wouldn't have allowed 15 points off of their turnovers, this would have been a Ball State lead, but that's just not happening. And I mean, you've had great performances from Hill and Sparks and even Pearson and Hernandez. They all had double digits. They've won the rebound battle. And they haven't even had that many turnovers. It just feels like Miami is a faster team. They've been taking good shots. And there's the reason why they're in the lead.
Looking at some updates around the MAC, Akron, they exploded in the second half. 13-point difference in the final 20 minutes. They win over Central 87-71. Bowling Green, Western Michigan 68-67 with 3:30 to go. Kent State on their way to a win against Northern Illinois, up 16 with 4 to go. Ohio closing in on Buffalo, up 14 with a minute and a half to go. So if all of the final scores hold up, heading into the next few games in the MAC, it's going to be Akron and Miami that will be the teams to beat.
Tell you what, when those two eventually face off this season, January 25th at Akron, you need to circle that game on your calendar. That is probably going to be what it takes to be the #1 team in the MAC.
It's a big game. That is a massive game. And before that, Miami doesn't really face many challenges other than Kent State on the road. They play Western Michigan on the 11th, their next game. That's a 3-10 team, although they could be 4-10, could be 3-11 if they lose. That's a back-and-forth game with Bowling Green they're in. Then they have NIU, Bowling Green, Kent State. 3 of those teams are teams with losing records. Miami, I mean, they're en route to potentially undefeated in MAC play, maybe 1 loss to Kent State before that Akron game.
They've been looking to have a good Miami squad. This could be the good Miami squad that's talked about for quite some time.
1:24 to go. A defensive stop vital for Ball State. Full court press on the inbound and a timeout forced by the Cardinals. That's what you wanted if you're Coach Lewis, either that or a turnover. A timeout only delays what will happen next. So that's a win for the Cards.
But the big thing is for Ball State is they need to get defensive stops and they need to make their shots as well. At this point, don't take threes. They're shooting 28% from beyond the arc. You're going to have to fight in the paint. if you're a Ball State fan. That's what I think you want to hope for. Defensive stops, and then shots in the paint. You don't want to just keep having it be free throws.
You want to force a timeout here, too. Miami only has one left. If you can take that off the board, you put a lot of pressure on the RedHawks on these inbounds.
Still got to keep eyes on Elmer and Suter. They are in foul trouble.
And a whistle, a foul on Ball State. Now, Miami's not in the bonus, and it's only the first foul on Jamari Hill, so not much damage done. But you don't want to get closer and closer to the bonus, although maybe you do down the stretch, if you can get this game to one possession. Clean inbound to Ipsero, back to Suter, and across the timeline Cooper goes, and he is fouled by TJ Birch. So 6 fouls, 1 away from the bonus. It's the second foul for TJ Birch. An inbound on the far side for Miami. Their attacking side of the court. They inbound successfully to Makai Cooper. TJ Birch, tight defense. He fouls again. That is his third. And that will send Miami to the line.
See some of the frustrations from Birch. I don't think his goal was to make that a shooting foul. Ends up giving Miami a chance to increase this lead. And that's not what Ball State fans wanted to see. There's some substitutions now. Let's see if that's the answer.
TJ Birch and Jones out, Hernandez and Gorcito in. It seems like Coach Lewis wants his higher percentage three-point shooters out on the floor. This one may come down to those big shots. Free throw by Cooper, good, and that's one that you need if you're the RedHawks. He's up to 5 points, and the lead is up to 7 points, 3 possessions.
Cardinals just hoping, praying this one's missed.
Cooper, a 65% free throw shooter, and he makes both on that trip to the stripe. Key free throws. The RedHawks have been consistent from the line, though they haven't had many trips. 75% on the day.
The leading scorer, Kraft, has taken the bench.
Ball State other end. Hill, pass Mickey Pearson Jr. You need a quick shot. Goes inside, and he's fouled on the way. 2 free throws for the redshirt senior. Let's see if Ball State can make some big ones here. You got to make both to make it a 2-possession game.
This is what you work for, all those hours in the gym.
82% free throw shooter. He makes the first. He's up to 11 points. Substitutions here for Ball State. TJ Birch, Mason Jones back in for Jeremiah Hernandez and Gorcito. So it seems like Coach Lewis subbing out the more defensive sound players for these defensive possessions and then subbing back in Gorcito and Hernandez when he wants his shooters out there. Second free throw, good for Pearson Jr. That will keep Ball State in this game. 74-68. Now you need a turnover or a foul and a miss at the stripe. And there is a foul, and that's a bad one for Ball State. They foul off an inbound that wasn't a clean pass that could have easily gone out of bounds and been Ball State possession. Instead, a foul by Jamari Hill.
Cardinal fans are going to eagerly want to watch that replay. They don't think that they're big fans of that one. Coach Lewis eagerly watching.
He fell down, but it looked like Cooper got tangled up with Jamari Hill. And that first free throw is made on Makai Cooper, a 65% free throw shooter. But he is making them when they count here in this game. He has 2 straight games with double-digit points. He has 8 points right now. Makes the second one. It is 76-68 with 1:04 to go. Peyton Sparks checking back into the game for Jamari Hill. Interesting substitution.
We're on the same wavelength. Interesting choice for sure. Cardinals need a change. Can it be Sparks?
Minute to go. Brayden Watts, right wing. Pass Gorcito, thought about a three, heads in, thought about a mid-range. Now Pearson Jr., he'll take a tough three. Back of the iron, no good. Rebound Elmer. And with that, Cardinals' philosophy may not even be to foul at this point.
This is one of the big issues last year, is the Cardinals really struggled at the end of games. There's a foul there by Hernandez that you can tell frustrates the Ball State bench, and with that, Worthen is dispersing.
9 fouls for Ball State, so after this it's the bonus, but he misses that first. Double bonus, rather. Hernandez, other end. 30 seconds on the clock, down 8. Gorcito, you need a quick shot. He'll take one deep in the right arc, no good. Rebound, tipped off of Mickey Pearson Jr., but they'll say it's off of Elmer, rather, and it'll stay with the Cardinals. So still a little drama, but down 8 with 25 seconds, there's not much hope for the Cardinal faithful.
The Cardinals need quick and accurate shots. I know that's easier said than done. They can't take 5 seconds to dribble and look for an easy shot.
The inbound tipped by Elmer. So another chance here for Ball State under the basket. 24.6 seconds. Brayden Watts gets it to Gorcito. Corner three, no good. Rebound, Peyton Sparks. He goes back up and finishes. Foul, or sorry, a timeout by Coach Lewis. 1 of 3 remaining he will use. 76-70, 17 seconds to go. There's not much of a chance, but there's still a chance. I mean, 2 turnovers and 2 threes could happen. Coach Lewis sees that, willing to keep this game going.
And I really like that if you're a coach. You could easily just say with under 30 to go, it's over. But you want to know what he's doing? He's still trying to motivate this team. There's still time. Sparks hits the bench. But the big thing is, Cardinals, they need to realize it's going to take a miracle and some prayer shots, but they still are in it. There's still a reason to keep on playing.
On the court right now for Ball State, TJ Birch, Mason Jones, Mickey Pearson Jr., Ethan Britton Watts, and Jamari Hill. Shirley looking for a turnover and a 3. Inbounds here for Miami, full court defense for the Cardinals. Peter Suter looking for the open man, bounce pass, gets it in, and it's tipped. Out of bounds it goes, but stays with Miami.
You can tell that was probably the goal from the timeout.
Now they can review this, and it looks like they will. It's close. It's very, very close. We're looking up at the Jumbotron. That angle, couldn't tell.
So now we don't get the ability to see it. They turn it off the Jumbotron, as is common during reviews, and I know what frustrates fans. I cannot tell you why. There may be some rules about it. I don't know. All I know is this is a quick review.
Stays with Miami of Ohio. Max, I'm going to get an angry letter from Miami fans for the amount of times I've said of. I swear I've heard Miami of Ohio, but apparently it's wrong to say that.
That's what the media guide says, and that's the importance of the media guide. Just shout out the staff from Miami, because everyone's been saying it wrong in the Hoosier State.
Inbound Suter, and it is a foul by Jamari Hill. 2 free throws coming up for Miami. If they make one of them, could very well put this game away.
Speaking of Miami, Ball State and Miami, they have had a lot of big matchups over the years, especially Miami, Ohio. Now, Miami, Florida, and Ball State, not that close, but Miami, Ohio?
Well, you didn't think the football game was a tight affair this year between Ball State and the Hurricanes?
I think the Cardinal fans are going to just pretend that one didn't happen.
Tell you what, Cam Ward's a great player. Ipsero makes both free throws. And he is up to 8 points, and that might be the dagger in the Cardinals' hearts. We'll see Coach Lewis's philosophy. For now, Cardinals run it. Hill, right wing, dribble move, heading towards the baseline, looking for a quick layup, and he does behind the other side of the rim. Inbound and a quick foul by Jamari Hill. He is up to his 4th, but foul trouble not really a concern right now. Mathematically, you still have a chance, 7.8 seconds. Cooper, a 65% free throw shooter. If he misses both of these, he can go on the other side, make a quick 3, and then leave it up to the following inbound. But if he makes 1, it could be over, and he does. So Cooper up to 9 points, and this is a big one for him. If he can make this free throw, he will have 3 straight games with double-digit points for the first time in his career. And he gets it. Congratulations, Makai Cooper. Jamari Hill on the other end. Hernandez, top of the key 3, no good. Rebound, Suter, and that will do it. The ball in the hands of the Hoosier native as the Miami RedHawks start the season 10-4 and 2-0 in MAC play for the first time in 14 years. 80-72 over Ball State at Worthen.
Tell you what, it was a great day if you are a Red Hawk fan. There's a reason why they're thought to be the best offense in the MAC. Let me tell you, Kraft is so impressive. He finishes the day with 28 points. That's the 2nd highest points scored for him. His highest was 34 against Bethany, which is not a Division I program. So 28 points in a road game in a tough and loud environment. He's going to be an all-MAC player. I can guarantee you that.
And he's starting off MAC play with 48 points in 2 games. 20 against Buffalo, 28 tonight against Ball State on the road, nonetheless, in front of an intimidating Muncie crowd. This is a big win for Miami, but for Ball State, it's a tough loss to take. They just had their biggest win of the season against Kent State, and now you have a very humbling defeat before you head into the bulk of MAC play. Bowling Green next up, then you have Ohio on the road, Toledo at home, Central Michigan and NIU on the road for a 2-day road stretch. That's a tough stretch there. Those are 4 teams that hover around 500, and it's leaving those games up to chance now. You're 7-7, you're 1-1 in the MAC. Realistically, you can't drop more than one of those games to have a shot at making a deep run into this MAC field.
And the big thing is I want to take a look at the numbers, because it's only 8 points is the difference. But you may be asking, hey, Max, why did this game happen the way that it happened? Well, one of the things is Ball State had 15 points off of turnovers given to Miami. They missed 9 free throws. They go 5 for 21 from beyond the arc. All of those are negatives. What are some positives, though? They had a lot of rebounds. They can be happy with the rebounds, but there's going to be a lot that is going to be discussed over the next couple of days, and I would not want to be in this locker room.
You know, you hate to say that one player's performance made a difference, but Peyton Sparks, 4 of 10 from the stripe. Unfortunately, that's a big difference in win and loss, and Ball State maintaining control in this game. He missed a lot of key ones down the stretch. This is a Ball State team that only missed 9 free throws today, and he had 6 of the misses.
And I mean, this is a performance by Peyton Sparks where he had 16 points and 11 rebounds in the first half. He really struggled in the second half, only having 4 points and 4 rebounds and missing most of those free throws in crucial moments.
All around a great performance by the Ball State team, 72 points. That's on pace with their offensive average, but 80 points given up to a tough Miami team, and it's the RedHawks who walk away with a big MAC victory. Max, any thoughts before we sign off?
Tell you what, heck of a performance. And even though it was only down to 8 points, it always felt like Miami had the advantage in this one.
And that will do it here from Worthen Arena. Your final score, Miami 80, Ball State 72. Our next SL Digital broadcast will be going on less than 24 hours from now. A 6:30 tip for the women's basketball team as Ball State hosts Eastern Michigan. Rowan Elbert and LJ Shriver will be on the call for that matchup, and it should be a doozy. It's a fun Ball State women's team that's looking to make a big stand in MAC play, undefeated so far, 1-0. But that will do it for tonight. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. Thank you for joining us here on this presentation of Ball State men's basketball on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Have a great rest of your week. Happy 2025. And we will see you on Wednesday.
This has been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.